Hi, everybody. Thank you so much to the conference and Global Objects and everyone that helped put this on. It is an honor to be here. And thank you guys all for coming and attending the talk. I found out about giving this presentation like 24 hours ago, so it's going to be a little patchy and a little rough, but hang in there because there's actually some good stuff that we're going to be talking about. Although it might be a little bumpy. But we'll also open it up for some Q&A, and yeah, we'll get through this. We'll do this. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alexx. I have a company called BlueVishnu. Our mission is to unlock human potential with an avatar platform and effectively combining 3D scanning and AI. So we're going to talk a little bit about how and also why we're set up to create these really large data sets, 3D data sets, and use advanced AI tools to build something kind of like your digital human Copilot or agent, which is really an innovative, what did I just turn British? Innovative? An innovative way to get actionable insights about your body. I hate reading this stuff, sorry. I'll riff a little, I promise. Okay, so imagine, if you will, folks, a future where your digital self can guide you to better improve your life. And that's really the vision that we're working towards. Very excited to share this vision with you today, but also I want to put it into perspective. Why? What if you had access to your digital human agent or Copilot? Could it really be effective? Could it really change your life? So who here, by show of hands, has made the decision to change their life in a positive way, get back into shape, start a diet in the last year? Anyone? That's pretty much, that's like 2/3 of the room. Well done, well done. How's it going? Good, yeah? Yeah, Vlad, it's just singling you out. What motivated you for this?
Actually, my friends, just being influenced positively by seeing the results that they've been making and saying like, hey, I gotta make the same kind of change in my life. And yeah, my friends.
So friends, good. You got good friends. Who else had their hand up? Yeah, Han.
Get into shape.
Okay.
I did get into shape and I fall back.
Okay, so some struggles, obviously, yeah. I mean, look, it's hard. It's really hard. We all know what's good for us. We all know what's bad for us, but it's really hard. And that's kind of the challenge of like behavior change, doing this. Because it basically, what's required is sacrificing something you want now for something that we'll gain later. Basically delayed gratification, and we're really terrible at this. Humans are notoriously terrible at this. Healthy choices basically mean sacrificing. So it's best illustrated by the marshmallow test. Show of hands, you all familiar? Okay, so we're gonna play a little clip from it. It's basically a focused delayed gratification test. And children are placed with a choice. You get a marshmallow, and you can hold off and wait, and then you'll get 2 marshmallows later, or you can just eat the marshmallow. So it's really kind of fun to watch these children agonize over this decision. But it turns out these choices, like that the children make, they can actually be a little bit of predictors of future success. Yeah. So, again, we all know what's good for us, save for retirement, do the diet. We know what's bad for us, but actually doing this is hard. And why is it hard? Because it's really impossible to fully grasp and visualize the long-term consequences of our short-term actions. So if you can't see what's at stake, it's really hard to stay motivated. put another way, positive lifestyle behaviors like fitness and well-being really require empathizing with your future self, visualizing you and the things that you'll do for yourself. Well, this is essentially what our focus is at BlueVishnu. We're building tools to make it possible to truly visualize yourself and then also act on insights about yourself. And this is basically what I've dedicated the last 12 years to create. So we start with a digital double of you, something that looks exactly like you using a process called photogrammetry. It is designed to be a crystal ball into a future version of you. It's designed to be a powerful behavioral motivator. But, you know, assuming we could get a scan of everybody in this room, could it change your life? And that's one of the things that we're going to explore. So at the heart of the work is the 3D scanner, and it's more than just a bunch of cameras. It's a system that's really optimized, and we spend a lot of time optimizing this to generate really massive data sets very quickly and very accurately. And these data sets are really, really critical to fuel the AI models that power the insights that would be available to you in your agent. We get very accurate data. We get really accurate ground truth data, and this is something that is really essential. We can't recreate this data with AI or assume it. We really develop the ground truth, and this is why we start from the scan. We can add a skeletal rig to it. We can combine that skeletal rig with animation, and we can bring that animation to life. And we can even get aspirational with your avatar. So how can this be used to change your perceptions about yourself and motivate big changes? There's obviously a lot we can do with a 3D scan, but how can it actually be used to motivate change? So for that, I'm going to share a personal story and actually show you an avatar that I made of myself years ago. You guys want to meet him? Okay. This is back in, before we start, I should say, like, I always consider myself to be healthy, run occasionally, eat right. And I got a scan of myself. I think this was back in January of 2016. And I was pretty surprised at what I saw. I had this vision of myself, and the ground truth, as it were, was very different than what I had in my head. Apparently, if you stand in front of your bathroom mirror naked, there's a wall of delusion that's there. It's probably some evolutionary wall of delusion. So I just seeing the scan actually gave me that perspective. But also, it's important to note, there was no shame in that. It was just a very like objectifying perspective that I felt like I needed. And it actually made me start thinking about, what am I, like, okay, I consider myself healthy. I'm exercising, I do yoga, but really, like, I kind of do yoga. I haven't done yoga in like a couple of weeks, months. Well, it's been a couple of years. And like, I do eat healthy, but I also eat garbage at like midnight. And like, I wasn't counting all of that. So part of this was forcing me to like really look at what I was doing and really kind of focus. And I started, yeah, the slides got a little funky, so we're just gonna have to wing it here. But I started going in on just taking myself seriously. I cut out dairy. I stopped eating late at night, and just did a couple of things, and I wound up losing about 20 pounds in like five weeks. It was pretty radical, and that's not usual, but it really just took a couple of minor things. So one of the things that was really cool to see, and again, the slides are all kind of funky, so we'll see if we can find this here. There was, at the end of that 5-week period, I wound up scanning myself again, and you could see a before and after, which was really cool. I could start actually seeing these changes in myself. What was really cool, though, is starting to think about, okay, well, what happens if we look a little further. Like if I maintain the same like healthy exercise regimen and like behavior, what am I going to look like maybe 3 months in the future? And we modeled that. And it would be awesome if you could see it. It would be so awesome. But you can imagine, like, just imagine me with these like ripped up pecs and like, I mean, it's, anyway, we had an artist do it. It was a visualization, but it was a very, very powerful motivator, even though it was aspirational, even though it was like an artist rendering. But it was an artist who understood the human body and who really was tasked with trying to follow that same paths. So you could see. Okay. I know. Right, we're gonna see it. I just threw in this extra slide. This is like the slide that's like, this is what I thought I was doing, and then, you know, the actual behavior. And these are the data points. So I was wearing a fitness tracker. I was tracking my lean mass, fat mass, and then you could see some real, you know, points and data, and some data of like the weight loss over time. But it's just a graph, you know, and it's much harder to empathize with a graph. Anyway, this is the before, and this is the after. So these are the actual scans before and after on a slider. And then this is what I would look like if I kept that up. And there you can see the six-pack that I obviously still have. The truth is, I haven't been that former weight since that day, and that those changes have been lasting, and I attribute a lot of that to being able to actually connect and empathize and see those results in real time. So my personal experience, anecdotal, is that it was a very powerful motivator for me. But can it be a motivator to change your life? Okay, so we're moving on to a surprise slide, and we're just going to wing it. Okay, we're going to actually get into some of the tech a little bit here, because as I told you, like that original idea that really inspired it all of like being able to take your body and then see different outcomes, we didn't have any tech to do that. We just had an artist. This was a concept. So we're now actually employing AI models to help us to actualize that. And so this is where AI comes in. From a AI standpoint, show of hands, are you guys familiar broadly with annotation? It's some sexy shit. It is literally the thing behind everything that allows us to do all of this. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's annotizing. It's taking something, a digital representation, so a 3D scan, a bunch of zeros and ones, a bunch of like textures and geometry, and then labeling and annotizing and describing what you see. So it is using these AI models to annotate and break down your scan into meaningful, actionable data. And so, for one thing, we're using segmentation models to really understand your body structure, pose estimation to track alignment and create a rig. And from all of this, we can really develop a fully parameterized model that doesn't just understand your body, but it understands your body in the context of your body type and really in the broader spectrum of human variability. And most remarkably, in relation to your past, your present, and your potential future selves. So this holistic perspective allows the agent to deliver insights that are really personalized and also deeply informed by data about you and data about humankind. We can also make these insights available for really advanced algorithms that can analyze patterns over time, such as skin detection to predict potential skin disease. So it transforms a scan into something that's much more than a digital replica of you. It's actually what makes your avatar a storyteller, and one that can reveal truths about your body that you may not even realize. really like that line. That was a ChatGPT line, but I really like it. Okay, so yeah, that's how we're using AI. Introducing. So there is the AI that actually understands the model, but then there's also the idea of scalability. So it's really not just about one scan or one person. We have, since our inception, been working really hard at building scanners that can scale, making massive data sets really quickly, and giving us the possibility to analyze these patterns over large populations. So all of this is pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. Yeah? Yeah? Woo! I do want to take a second to, again, ask the question, like, could your avatar change your life? Again, don't take my word for it. My anecdotal experience was significant for me, but really, is this something that could help you? It turns out that there's a lot of evidence to support that avatars can be a very positive, influential personal motivator for you. So there's one study that I am really fond of that took a mix of normal, actually a full range of BMI patients, so normal, obese subjects, and found that regardless of their own BMI, when you were playing yourself as an avatar in the game, using thinner or more fit avatars showed increased physical activity. So just playing as a fit version of you actually made you more active and more fit. Jeremy Bailenson, he's been studying this stuff for years at the Virtual Human Interaction Lab at Stanford. He's got a couple of really great ones. There's one that I really like that looked at Stanford students, and I think they looked at 60 kids and had them do a bonding exercise with their virtual avatars. And half of them did a bonding exercise with their likeness, and half of them did a bonding exercise with a 60-year-old version of themselves. And those who bonded with their future selves, their older selves, wound up putting twice as much into a retirement account as those who hadn't. Meeting your future self literally changes your present behavior. It's as if you are able to connect and empathize with your future self. There's dozens of experiments that demonstrate this. So a taller avatar can give you more confidence. An older one shows that there's more savings behavior, or physically fit one equals more exercise, more fitness, and it's clear that it works. But your body already knows this. Everyone in the room knows what it feels like to dress for something and feel great about it. You know the power of wearing a great outfit. You know how it can affect your behavior. And it does this through this idea of the Proteus effect, the idea that your avatar affects your behavior. And in a way, you are your own avatar. Your body is your own avatar. So there's a ton of research that shows that. How it can significantly influence user behavior and emotions through this Proteus effect. I don't know why that slide's there. I don't know why that slide's there, but I think we're gonna go right into some Q&A here. Oh, before we do, there's one slide that I really, really like. It's this next one here. This is a photograph, split screen, of two identical twin sisters. One, twin A, who never smoked in her life. Twin B spent most of her adult life smoking. Can you imagine the power of being able to see the outcome of your behavior early on enough to change it? Anyway, that's that. Let's get into Q&A. Wait, no, you almost had an applause for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sure. Hi, Alex. Well done.
Thank you.
Can I give you a name for your product? Are you productizing this?
Sure, yeah. Is
You said-
Copilot taken?
More fit. Fit.
More fit. Okay.
P-O-M-O-R-P-H.
More fit.
Fit. And anyway,
All right.
you don't have to do that. All right.
All right. Hold on, I gotta go to my Namecheap account.
Any questions?
Register that.
How many of you here are actually real here and not your virtual self?
Great job, Alex. That was really interesting. So is your vision on top of the scanning, but also like a phone app or some sort of like supplementary, or what is the long-term vision of I have the scan and I have this digitized version of myself? Is it kind of like a application? Is it a website? Like, what do you see?
That's a good question. It's really a platform, so it could be as an app, it could be as an add-on to a Copilot or to a ChatGPT. It's really what makes it powerful is that we have your data. It's specific to you. It's been trained on you, and it's also trained on other humans. One thing that's actually very, very important to me, though, is that it is your data, and it's something that that if you. So I showed a slide on using advanced algorithms to detect skin cancer. So we will probably not come up with these great algorithms that detect skin cancer. There are some really good ones that are out there. So the idea of being able to opt into other applications, other use cases, and share your data with very, very specific data with third parties to get insights. That's something that is where the real power is. But to be clear, it is very important that it is an opt-in feature.
Alex, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Over here.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I was just wondering, so one of the things that comes up a lot is with all these different platforms and these different things where we want a version of ourselves, maybe to participate in, is there a point where it will get ubiquitous so that if I get scanned in your world, can I use that same avatar in another environment? Sure,
That's a good question. Interoperability, I don't really know. I'm focused on you being able to use your avatar to provide insights. That same data should be able to be shared and create other interoperability with other platforms. But I don't have a crystal ball there. I think that would be ideal, and I would love to, I'd love to stay. We generally keep we keep all of our, we use as many open platforms as we can. We're not trying to create these proprietary solutions. So I think that would be great, but that is sort of how the market and the industry evolves. But what you're getting, so you can probably create a usable avatar for a game with an iPhone, but it's highly AI driven and not as usable for clinical applications as it would be if you got a scan. We're getting ground truth data and really good ground truth data, and that's not something that you can estimate with AI. That's not something that's really usable. But you can apply AI to that ground truth and create really actionable insights for yourself.
That was literally my question, actually. And I didn't know if you had covered it before, but are you taking the ground truth, the initial scan, and now instead of having an artist like they did with you, create a more muscular, thank you, you got that, creating a more muscular or fitter you as you want to transform, and then have have the AI make that model, and then say, in order to get here, here's your diet for the next 3 years, or your exercise regimen. You want to get buffed up like this, here's your other diet, or your regimen for that. Is that what the goal is?
Yeah, so that's the power of the platform. With the initial AI, we talked about parameterizing the model. So a fully parameterized model is one that not only looks exactly like you, but it is in the same parametric set, much like a unified topology. So it can blend seamlessly into any shape. So that's really the engine, for lack of a better word, of what allows you to do that. The specific insights or how that's applied, so like how your body will react to certain types of to this one yoga class that I do every day, or the like, very specific things. Again, that's the power of the platform. We plan on using our platform to have those insights. We hope that others will provide even better insights than we're capable of. Our vision is scale and extracting meaning out of that as much as possible, and then also opening it up so others can actually provide even more insight on it.
We have another question here.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just missed it, but about 5 years ago, Macy's and other department stores had traveling body scanners where they scanned customers so you could do online fitting of clothing before you bought them. What you described seems to me to be a 3D snap lens for the spatial web. What special sauce or what's unique about what you're doing that would be a business or protectable, as opposed to you're doing it and you're going to protect my data, but someone else is doing it for free for a commercial profit?
Sure. Well, one thing is, well, I can't speak to the specific application. I know there have been scanner virtual fit things in the past. I just don't know specifically what that was. Generally, everything I've seen has been pretty low resolution and pretty like works for that one specific application. Again, we're really focused on getting the best, highest resolution, ground truth data practical as fast as possible and as scaled as possible. And for a lot of the medical applications or clinical applications, you're going to be pretty kind of naked, and that gives us a lot more to add clothing to and do real fit. We are annotating everything, so you can come into our scanner with clothes, and we will annotate that, and we will segment out, this is a jacket, and this is skin, and this is forehead skin, and these are my ears, and all of those. But if you're wearing baggy clothing, then we don't really have the ability to track your fitness in that same way. I think one of our advantages is we're really getting down to the element. Ideally, you'll be scanned close to nude as possible to get the best ground truth. And then you don't necessarily even have to see that. We can always add digital clothes, but get a really good solid foundation with as high fidelity as possible, and then utilize that for all of the other things that the platform can do, actionable insights, et cetera. Our ability to scale, I think, will help a lot. Is really essential here. So our ability to do this all day, every day, and with like 500 to 1,000 scans per scanner per day, we can get the kinds of scale that I haven't seen any other scanner accomplish. Yeah.
I'm already getting stripped and shoved into a tube for MRIs and CTs. So if you thought of this as a potential market for the medical industry and for health purposes, it may be something that insurance companies would allow at their cost.
I think it's viable to think that your insurance company may cover a scan for specific reasons. I think that's viable. We're not there yet. We're not really thinking about that yet. MRIs are slow. Access to MRIs here take a GP and multiple appointments, and an MRI machine can only scan a few people in a day. Sure, as an example. So I like the idea of offering independent imaging centers or scanning centers. We've designed the system so it's scalable and also really flexible, so it could exist in an independent center. It could fit in a doctor's office. But I really like the idea of you as a subject taking control and taking ownership and agency over your own scan and information and data. And so that is a big part of that platform.
Fantastic. Let's have a big hand for Alexx, please, giving us new ways to look at things. All right, we are about